Did you guys see the situation with the Splitgate 2 boss and how he can't seem to make up his mind on who he's even trying to please? He ended up going on stage at Summer Games Fest wearing what some game journalists, let's be honest, all game journalists would say is a very controversial hat with the Make First Person Shooters Great Again hat, when in reality, this is something where the people in journalism were just getting their panties in a bunch. And what he did actually spoke to the real gamers that would be playing his game. And gamers, for the most part, were like, hey, this guy's based as hell. I didn't really think much about this game, didn't care too much about it, but he wasn't afraid to step forward and do something against the grain and basically tell all these journals to shove it by wearing this hat. And turns out a couple days later, he cracked under the pressure and ended up making a full-on apology. So any of the goodwill and good graces that he got in is completely all for naught. We have a couple videos that I wanted to cover today talking about this guy and how it is not necessarily the greatest look. First off, I saw this from Grums. Initially, Hypnotic posted a video talking about how the Splitgate 2 CEO refused to apologize for his FPS mega hat, but is forced to reduce prices by half, and then said, oh, wait, there actually is an apology after the pressure came. And this comes on Discord, and they said, everyone, no excuses, I'm sorry. Why didn't you apologize before? And instead of saying, hey, you know what? I shouldn't need to apologize. I did what I did, and this is what I stand for. This is what I care about. They turtled, and they're like, no. We need to get in the good graces of these journals. We need to make sure that the game journals are going to look positively on us, so we need to apologize right now. But little does he know is it's too late. Once you do this to the game journals, they're going to screw you over anyways, which is why nobody pays attention to them anymore. Apparently, this guy thinks that he can just be like, oh no, I'm sorry I wore a hat on stage that dared make a statement that goes against the grain of what you believe in. And because of that, I need to apologize for that hat so that you look at my game in a more positive light. I don't really feel like these game journals understand what they're supposed to be doing in the first place when it comes to reviewing games, because at the end of the day, it's not about the games for them. It's about the propaganda and pushing a message, because these are ideological nut jobs pushing activism over caring about the actual content in a game. So this goes on saying, I should have apologized. Like I said in the video, I do stand by my intent and overall message, but I understand now the negative impact that this had. Now, this referencing the original video that I have up here, showcasing what he says, saying, oh, wait, actions speak louder than words. We are here to listen and act based on your feedback. Thank you, everyone who is playing Splitgate 2. Now, this was on June 7th after the initial controversy started, and he goes,
hey, guys, it's Ian here. First off, I want to thank everybody who's played Splitgate 2 so far. Whether you played Arena, Battle Royale, Onslaught, Map Creator, the whole shebang, we appreciate you guys and we appreciate all the feedback. Keep it coming. Second thing I want to touch on is, yesterday we said make FPS great again. What does that mean? Obviously, some people didn't receive it the way we intended.
I took it as it means make FPS games great again. I don't really know if you can look further into that, but clearly game journalists that have TDS will find anything they can to get angry at anyone daring to even toe the line, because you can't even do that with these people.
Our intention is truly to make FPS as good as possible.
So this was the initial take from this guy, the CEO of Splitgate 2, where he's like, look, I just want to let you guys know this was our intent. Maybe if you saw it a different way, that wasn't our intention. But this wasn't an apology. This was just I want to clarify to make sure you guys understood that it wasn't trying to be a political message.
It's plain and simple. But what does that mean? I mean, it's easy to say a sentence, but saying a sentence doesn't really matter if there's no action behind it. And so the first thing I want to do is double down on being community first and listening to you guys.
Because based. Doubling down, saying, screw you, journos. This is what I meant by it. And if you took it a different way, that's on you. Great take. Nothing to argue about here.
You guys are the reason we're here. And so the first action we're taking is we hear you loud and clear on the store prices. And so that Nano Swarm bundle, we're cutting the price in half. Some of the other items in the shop, we're reducing prices across the board.
Great.
And we're going to keep monitoring it. We're going to keep listening. But that's what we're taking action on today. We're also going to be issuing refunds for the kind of the difference in pricing for the split coin that you spent. You will get that
Great.
back. So now and going forward, this will be the new standard that we set. And we're going to keep listening.
So this initial video actually resonated very well with the community, where people are like, damn, this guy doubled down, based his hell take, and is lowering the prices because he's listening to player feedback. Player feedback, player, keyword, the people that play the game, saying what they want different and better. He listened and addressed it, which is all people ever ask for.
The other thing I want to touch on is just, why did we release a battle royale in general? Well, for one, it's additive, right? It's not here to replace anything. I love every part about this game equally. They're all equally important. Without Arena, there is no battle royale. Without Map Creator, Map Creator supports this ongoing effort of live ops, right? We need it all. Onslaught, so fun. But the other thing I want to touch on is, like, what was the intent of this battle royale? What did we just copy? Did we just chase a trend? And the answer is no. I actually, 5 years ago, I set out, I specifically, I never wanted to make a battle royale unless I thought I could actually add and innovate to the genre. And I think we've done that. I feel very proud and confident in this battle royale experience, because it's kind of a battle royale arena shooter hybrid.
This guy strikes me as very, at least in this video, very authentic. Like, hey, the reason why we're making this is because we want to make this area better, because we love these kind of games. We have a passion for it, and we have a vision that we want to see through that other companies aren't doing. That's what I'm hearing here. This is great. All great.
And so that was the intent. We wanted it to be true to Splitgate. We wanted it to be fast. You'll notice you respawn in it. You have power weapons in it. All the things I love about arena shooters, just taken to that next level. And so wanted to touch on that. We really feel we've innovated here, but you'll have to check it out for yourself. And obviously, the big selling point being the fact that it's these multiple worlds connected across massive 100-foot tall portals.
Okay.
The other thing I'll add is, like, what are we doing going forward? Well, for one, we're absolutely supporting Arena and everything about this game, not just Battle Royale. So we've yesterday added 2 Arena maps. We added a takedown map. We're adding another Arena map in a month. So we are going to keep it coming across all experiences.
Great.
We've got new biomes, new map creator templates, everything. We're just on it, guys. Like, we are going to support this thing.
So, I mean, he goes on and on to talk about, like, what they're planning on doing with the game and their passion for it. And overall, I'm not going to play the whole thing here, because it's basically just more reinforcement over what they're actually doing and doubling down on their standpoint of, hey, if you journos took it the wrong way, that's on you. But like I was saying, Grums posted actually, a couple days later, we're sorry. And the initial intent of the video had a negative impact it had. That's why I'm apologizing now. I understand it might come off as backpedaling, but better late than never. Who asked you to apologize for a base take doubling down on saying, yeah, we care about the game. We care about making first-person shooters great again. And we have a passion to do that. And this is where we're pouring all our energy into. Then we see this and it's like, sure sounds like you're starting to pour energy into the political realm, which is what you should not be doing when it comes to game development. And then on top of this, we now have one of the most embarrassing apology videos I've ever seen. And I know I've seen a lot of these. This one's really bad. And it is like the death knell to the company, because initially it set everyone in a good mood. Like, hey, base developer, all right, let's follow this guy. Let's see what he's doing. And then for some reason, someone somewhere in the media clearly got to him, because nobody was asking for this apology. And it literally blindsided people. Like, here he goes with the I'm sorry apology from Ian, the CEO of the Splitgate.
Hey guys, it's Ian. You're probably tired of seeing my face by now, but I promise this message is going to be a little bit different than the previous ones. So I've got a lot of questions about what's up with the hat. Why'd you wear it? What was the intent?
By the way, anybody asking a game developer what's up with the hat, why are you wearing it, in a political sense, is not going to play, purchase, or participate in whatever game you're trying to sell. But for some reason, this guy thinks that everyone is a potential customer and thinks he can please everyone. And by doing that, a game for everyone makes a game for nobody. And I hate to say he went from the good graces to nobody caring about this game at all. But yeah, pretty much overnight, by releasing this video, he did just that.
And I want to start by explaining myself.
Nobody's asking you to explain yourself. No, literally nobody, unless it's like games journals or people in the media that want you to bend the knee to them. But if you start doing that, then you're going to piss off your customer base. Why would you bend the knee to the people that don't care about the sales of your game?
It is really freaking hard as an independent studio to break through the noise. You go to these award shows. We saw it at TGA's. We had this great trailer, and there's 50 other great trailers, and didn't really have an impact.
This strikes me as the games industry is an organized mafia. And it's if you don't bend the knee to them, you are out of the club and you're not allowed to participate anymore. That's what we need to work on changing. That attitude, that mentality needs to stop. These developers need to be allowed to have their own line of thinking, be creative, and have their own opinions on things, not have to fall in line with what the message is with all of these people. And it is supremely infuriating to hear this guy because he came across as such a base developer. And I think deep down he really is. But then when this happened, you can tell this is not authentic. This is someone bending the knee, trying to get in the good graces of people. He doesn't actually care about the apology. If that's the case, why would he have worn that hat in the first place? He knows exactly what he was doing. He's not an idiot. So now by apologizing, he's trying to pretend like, oh, whoops, didn't really know that that was a political statement. Didn't really know that it would piss off journalists. Yeah, you did. And you stood by it until for some reason you decided, oh, it's not a good idea to do that anymore.
And so at our biggest stage, coming out of beta, we needed something to grab attention. And the honest truth is we tried to think of something, and this is what we came up with.
And it was great.
We did not intend for this to be taken in any political way whatsoever.
All right, that I don't believe. You don't wear a MAGA hat and then say, we didn't mean it to be taken as political. Do you take people for idiots? Like, it's fine if you're going to say this is what we stand for. Don't inject that ideology into your game, but use it as a marketing technique. Sure, have at it. For some reason, you feel like you can't do that anymore because these journal mafias are going to destroy your game. Fun fact, they're going to do that either way now. They just wanted you to bend the knee.
And I'm not an idiot. Like, obviously, I knew there would be some level of controversy. But we really saw this as a meme that was kind of stating our truth, which is we do want to improve this genre. We are disappointed with the state of the genre. And so we took it as a meme that we thought would not be nearly as received the way it was, negatively received as the way it was. And so I want to apologize. And genuinely, you can pretend you don't have to believe me. But the truth is I am sorry. And the reason I'm sorry is because of what this has done to the community.
I'll tell you guys straight up. We already have the journal mafia that is running full aggression against this guy. No matter what he does, never bend the knee, because even when you apologize, they see that as a sign of weakness and will attack. We have over on X, Alyssa Mercante retweeting Jeff Grubb, who says, I hope he knows almost no one is offended, and everyone just thinks he was being a pathetic dipshit. Again, doing this apology does not change their mind. So this is useless. All you did was, instead of making one side upset, you made everyone pissed off at you. This was probably the worst decision as a developer you could do when it comes to trying to promote your game. Yes, it's giving you attention. People are talking about it, but in a very negative light. People that already downloaded this game because it's free to play are saying they are uninstalling it because they don't want anything to do with someone that acts like a cuck.
The most important thing to me right now is I want to have an amazing community. That is the reason that I built 1047. That's the reason I love my job.
You had an amazing community.
I have friends in the community, Mikavelli, Tovar, all these great people who I play games with, who I get their feedback. I talk to them. I mean, these are the people who got us through the dark times. And I hate seeing division. And that's what I'm seeing right now on both sides. There's division in the community. And for that, I am truly sorry.
Again, he's trying to make the game for everyone, and he's apologizing for daring to have a standpoint of marketing something that happened to fly in the face of these communists and Marxists and people that are pushing propaganda and activism in the game industry that really don't give a shit about the game itself. And now he's trying to get in their good graces, and all it did was fly completely in his face and piss off the gamers that were actually playing his game.
And again, I'll reiterate, I do stand by the intent of this, which is the intent truly is take it at face value. We do want to improve this genre. We do feel that the genre is in a bad state, and we want to make FPS games as amazing as possible.
Didn't say great again this time. Wonder why.
But I also understand that it's not just about intent, it's about impact. And the platform that...
Oh, you mean activism. It's about the activism. Gotcha. Okay.
We have has had a negative impact, and for that, I'm truly sorry.
No one, literally no one on either side was asking for an apology. People had made up their mind based off of what you did, and it was either great, I'm embracing this, or nope, don't want anything to do with this. And it was the journals that don't play the games that were mad at you, and the gamers that were loving it. And now you just pissed off the gamers, and your game is going to suffer for it. I don't want to see that. This is one of those obvious boneheaded things that you need a marketing director or a PR manager or a YouTuber to get in your ear and be like, bro, what the F are you doing? Stop it. Put the phone down, delete that video. Do not upload this. This is going to ruin everything you've worked so hard for. But no, you felt the need. You didn't have anyone guiding you, and you completely ruined the vibe of the entire game. For what? You see, Grub is already pissing on you. Alyssa Mercante is already retweeting, pissing on you. Plenty of other game journals out there pissing on you still. Rock, Paper, Shotgun pissing on you. IGN's pissing on you. Everyone out there is just laughing at you now for what you did here. No one's like, oh, okay, you're part of our cult again. We'll embrace you again. No. These people don't do that so easily. You need to bend the knee, apologize, and then the next move you make has to be, what can I do to impress you moving forward? And holy crap, I'm so sorry. I will never do that again. And even then, they're still not going to care because they are so ideological at the end of the day that they only promote the most ideologue of ideologue in their cult. And you are just a pawn in their game. This goes on for another 25, 30 seconds. We'll just listen to the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, I wish things were different, and I appreciate all the feedback. That's all I got, guys. But wanted to put this out there, and I hope you'll stick with us. I hope you'll keep the feedback coming. For now, we're just going to go back to listening and focusing on the game and nothing else. Thank you.
Yikes. And ever since this came out, look at it. From Summer Games Fest, boom! That's hype. 25,000, 26,000 nearly together. And as it's gone on, slowly dying off to now where it is. Because he bent the knee and nobody wants to be a part of this anymore. So congratulations on ruining what could have been a great game. But because you got so obsessed with the ideologues in the cult, people are like, you know what? No, there's other games for me to play. I don't want to deal with this BS because this guy clearly cares more about the activism in the industry than the game itself. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, I didn't write an article this time because holy crap, I don't know what more to do with this. The situation is so embarrassing that the developer should issue an apology for the apology and say, you know what? I take back the apology. I don't know what I was thinking. I was on a drunken stupor, but it won't happen again. It's not going to help. But at the same time, at this point, it's just kind of point and laugh territory. And moving forward, I do not see them being successful anywhere in the industry because all they've found a way to do is piss off everyone. And again, a game for everyone is a game for no one. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you appreciate what I'm doing, hit that join button. And as always, you stay smashing.